There we go. It's there. I see it.
Oh, your audio? Okay.
Oh, probably got Windows update.
Oh no.
Oh no, not that.
Oh. Stream is starting soon again. Alright, okay, now we're good.
Okay.
Alright, now we're back. Okay, technical difficulties is over. It's fine. It's fine, we're good. Hello everyone, welcome back to Arethian Nights. I am your Dungeon Master, and as long as technology decides to work with me, I will be helping to tell a story today. This is the episode 20, the penultimate of our episode of our adventure this season. As for announcements, let's see. This upcoming Tuesday will be the start of the Tower, our Mage the Ascension campaign. There may be another campaign coming up that you guys should keep your eyes open for. Can't wait to announce that one, assuming all the I's and T's are crossed and dotted. That's pretty much it for our channel, actually. So we're going to go ahead and introduce these wonderful people here and let you find out all the cool stuff they are up to. And then we'll try to keep them alive for a few more days. First up, we're gonna start with Melee today.
Hi, Melee Damage. You can find me on all the socials at whatever they are / Melee Damage. And that's honestly the best way to stay updated on all of the things that I do, be they film, music, streaming, gaming, or just general weirdness, because that's who I am in my soul. And tonight I will be playing for you my wonderful Sapphire Half Dragon Dio, who has very big hair that is all full of secrets.
That is true. All right, next up, Sir Monolith.
Hi, I'm at Sir Monolith on the Twitters, and right now I'm playing. Obviously, once we're done with Arethian Nights, I'll be playing in the Mage game that's coming up. So you guys should definitely check that out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And other than that, not a lot going on.
Next up, Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira858. I'm playing Aspen, the half golden dragon of the group, currently at sea, avoiding incoming doom from an Atlantis type city. In terms of content, I always save that towards the end of the episodes. Just, that's all for me for now.
All right, next up, our favorite Shadow Snack.
Hi, I'm Ari. I play Layla here. Normally I play in other games, but they are on hiatus right now, and I'm very sad. But you can follow me as Small Shadow Snack for anything that I've got going on, which is usually chaos and marsupials.
There are no marsupials in this adventure. Next up, Earthmaker.
Yo, after that diss, I don't know how to follow that up quite right, but y'all already know where I'm at with the socials. Y'all already know where to find me on Twitch and YouTube. And I'm playing Reagan Peril, your resident paladin. And you can also catch me over at the Cookout TTRPGs and the Bear Pen. But for now, I can't say next caller. So play the game, Reed.
Oh, yeah, true. You're the last one.
You thought you could escape me yelling, but you didn't.
And with that wonderful, wonderful intro, it is time for us to return to our party. As our party is being pulled out of the sea, they are surprisingly dry for where they've just been. You all know that you have just narrowly escaped a collapsing city deep within the waves. Layla, you still hold a blade that seems to be almost non-existent as you hold on to it. You have to keep looking at it to remind yourself that you have it. And as you kind of look at it, it almost seems like the blade is dripping blood, although there's no actual moisture coming from it. The rest of you look around and realize that although it felt like you've been gone for a couple of hours, maybe only 20 to 30 minutes have passed. As you will find yourself standing back on the deck of your ship, you see the shipwrights begin to prepare the ship to start moving again. And I leave the story to you all. What would you like to do?
Quick question. Were we magically brought onto the deck of the ship, or did they pull us onto the deck of the ship?
Now they physically pull you on with kind of a life preserver like thing. That was done physically.
Okay. All right, I'm with you. But y'all go ahead. I'll go last.
So Aspen looks around at the group, first towards Layla, because they remember Layla was riding on Umbra, on Drake to help them out. And Aspen just looks towards Layla and says, "That's the third favor. You know what's going to need to be happening later." And he looks toward.
I will not write the seagull part into your song as she's hopping off of it to tear downstairs.
Seagulls. He's
Don't
burning-
worry, I'm keeping the pelicans.
No. Oh, no. He he shakes his head silently, but he looks towards the others. He says, "Everyone's all right now, right? How's everyone feeling?"
Still a little seasick, but decent. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Sorry, one second. My nose. Okay. Sorry, Chet. For y'all, I had some spicy foods. My nose started to run, but it's okay.
Big dog, you said you wasn't gonna eat it.
And then it happened. I was just like, I had the box open. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll be safe. It's just one nugget. It'll be perfectly fine. But no, it's just like, oh, you about to
Just
learn
one
today.
bite. Just one bite.
It's just one bite. Nope. Nope. That nugget. That nugget made me a liar. Okay. So it's okay though.
Maybe just one more bite.
No. It's staying far away now. We waited to break. I don't need my nose running right in the middle of a scene. So he then he looks towards the others and says, "All right, so it looks like everyone's okay now. Dio, can I have a word with you in my office real quick?"
What? Yeah. Sure.
No worries. I will be back shortly. Just need to gather a few. I just have a few questions I would like to ask.
Just you, friend.
Yes. This is probably a half dragon to half dragon talk, so that's why.
Very well.
And Aspen will take Dio, of course, to the captain's office, which is probably the first time that Dio has actually entered this office before. And you can see there's, even though they've only been out to sea for a little bit of time, they have been adding a little bit of their own draconic heritage into the office to give it an additional sense of flair. So you'll see some ornaments, some items all across the wall that kind of reminds of a back at home. You may see some pieces on the side. There's also actually a picture, what looks to be, you would have recognized one of them because you would have seen her, which was Eileen. There's also a large group of, like a huge family across that picture. And you'll probably see a small version, which you probably would recognize as Aspen. At that time, he probably was around like 11 or 12. But yeah, as he enters the office, he says, "So I wanted to get ahead of this before things starts to turn dire. Would you like to explain why you magically just appeared along with Lynn?" And
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. I just was not feeling well and I started to feel a little bit better and they were like, "Hey, why don't you come with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good. It's just please grab a bucket to bring with you." And now I'm here. Also, I love what you've done with this in here. This is very nice. It feels very homey, almost like we are not rocking my stomach into absolute fits of nausea. And I appreciate that.
well, I'm glad to add a little bit more hominess. Homie? Is it homie? Yeah, hominess
That works.
to this area. But you have to give me a bit more of that. That was a bit too suspicious for you to just appear right when we were approaching this ghost. And that you were next to, well, I'm guessing was a god of some sorts. Like, do you happen to know who this god is?
No, I was hoping you did. Again, I was just not feeling well, and they were like, "We need to take you to the rest of them." And I guess if you lay in one spot for a very long time, people get kind of mad that you're not doing the thing that you are supposed to be, in fact, doing. So yeah,
you have no connection with Lynn.
no. That was just as big of a surprise to me as it was to you.
Insight check. I love her, but insight check. I gotta check and see if there's some stuff going on. I was just like, there's too like, how did she not know? Like, she's floating right next to Lynn, and I was like, hey, he's a gold dragon. Like, they're supposed to be insightful, so he's pretty good. So there was a 50-50 split, but it's just, oh yeah, I gotta do insight check. 1 second.
Sure.
Oh, okay, that worked. 21.
Blackjack.
Wait. No.
Yes.
22. Sorry, 22.
Oh, well,
She
you lose
seems to
then.
be telling you the truth.
This is odd. You have no connection with Lynn. No connection to what clearly appeared to be some type of divine entity, my guess. You were just floating with them?
Yeah, and that also did not help my stomach. I just have to say. And you notice she kind of goes from blue to a little green in the face for a second, and it's like,
Wait.
no, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I just, so much motion.
So, I see. They're going to gently bring over a bucket just to be on the safe side. In case you feel it's getting rather close, let me know, and I'll hold your hair.
Thank you. And I think at this point, her staff releases one of those puffs of really like bad, foul smelling fog. And she goes, "Oh, that is also not helping. It's doing that. And I don't know why. And everything is awful right now, Aspen."
Oh, okay. And you see Aspen takes a couple of steps closer, and if you allow him to, he'll gently grab your hand for one side for support, and try to like grab the staff in another to try to take a look and see what's that smell coming out of the staff, because that didn't do that before.
It did once. It did right when she attuned to it, and it got her right in the face the first time. It does just absolutely smell like rotten eggs. It's really, really terrible.
Do you still want this?
I still haven't quite fully figured it out yet. It shoots acid out of its mouth, which is interesting. It's a little creepy. Thought I heard it say something the other night, but that could have just been in my mind. Not that I hear voices or anything, but like, it's like if you stare at something that's really creepy for like a long portion of time and you could like swear you saw it move, but like maybe you didn't. Maybe you're just like, oh, maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. And with the combination of the motion sickness and the floating and the noxious gas, I'm probably just a little bit more nervous than I usually am, which is impressive because my amount of anxiety that I deal with every day is up here compared to most people. So it's I'm making do.
What voices did it say something particular to you by chance?
Couldn't make it out. It's like a weird like whispering or something. But I didn't know what it said. I don't know. I was probably just sleep deprived.
No, especially so of your talent. If you are hearing something along those lines, there may be more to it than meets the eye. Something tells me, especially with the staff being hidden so deep underground, there are some secrets associated with this staff that we may need to uncover. My concern is that it may play a role in you and cause you to do things that perhaps you don't want to do.
I really hope not.
You happen to have any notes or anything in your history text that correlates to the staff, something that you may have remembered of usage a while ago?
I think to the I think to the best of my knowledge, we established she does not have that many notes or information on this. So she is just kind of winging it as she goes and is also trying to figure out what it is and what it does.
Well, all right. So you don't know what happened as to why you magically appeared in front of the others. From what I could tell, you're definitely telling the truth in that aspect. So if others start to ask questions, I will definitely be on your side to let you know, to try to defend you in case, because the others also saw you just magically operate with Lynn and whatever deity just came forth. So they probably will be asking questions as well. So
That's valid. And yeah, a little weird. I hope we don't have to do that again, especially not while I'm seasick. You know, I love hanging out with you guys. Don't get me wrong, but we do a lot of scary stuff and a lot of like motiony in the water move stuff. Are we close to like the land yet? There wasn't some though. Aren't we supposed to be putting a keep together of some sort, like nice solid land, like above ground where there's sun? Is that still a thing that's happening? I really hope that's still a thing that's happening.
oh yes, that's the entire purpose of this trip. Once we enter the magical isles, we will look for a proper spot where we could be able to establish a keep of some sorts. It could definitely be above ground. I forgot. It's really interesting still as you being a sapphire dragon that you got like caves. I thought. In any case,
A lot
and
of
with
creepy
the,
stuff. But just so you know, I do have quite a bit of gold still left over from when we sold that lava sap that we collected. So if you need any help with acquiring any kind of like resources or anything like that, like I'm totally down to throw in what I have.
how much did we? If
Uh,
I
Currently, Dio has 3,300 platinum pieces.
gas 33,000. We may be able to make a larger size of a small keep. We may be able to get a bigger keep.
Yeah, just like I said, let me know where I can help. I'm here for it. You guys have kept me alive thus far, and so I at least owe you that.
Well, no, it has been a group effort from all of us, and from one half dragon to another, it definitely feels a bit special having another one here to help make our own horde of sorts per se. So, but that's also the reason why I wanted to talk to you because I wasn't certain how the circumstances were going to happen or how the things were going to take place going forward after what happened underwater. So there's no other information you could be able to provide of what took place besides that, right? Just seasickness, you magically appeared there. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. The last couple days have been kind of just a blur of rocking back and forth, and just a lot of that. Just a lots of this. And past that, yeah, I wish I could be more helpful, but
Hmm. Do you mind if I try something?
sure, go ahead,
Give me your hands.
and she'll do that.
Yeah, so as they take both hands, they'll get a little closer towards her eyes to where they're staring for one another. And as he stares at you, you're going to see green energy kind of wrap from his hands flow up your arms as he's going to cast Lesser Restoration to help with the motion sickness.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. How does that feel?
Feels good.
A little better. Yeah, that's it. That's a little better. That definitely got rid of like the appearing out of nowhere motion sickness for sure. That I feel like there might still just always be an underlying level of motion sickness being on this boat. I don't think that can be helped, but the general burst energy of the badness is gone. So thank you.
Of course. I can only do this a certain amount of times during the day, but if you ever feel like the symptoms is a bit too hard to bear, let me know, and then I can help with that.
I appreciate that.
Mm.
I owe you one.
You know what? I will keep that in mind. I'm pretty big when it comes to favors, so I'll come back with you in something in the future. And there's a genuine playful smirk as he actually leaves the office from that. Yeah, that's me.
Right. To finish up your scenes, what about the rest of you? Is there anything you all wish to do?
I'm still going last.
Of course you are. You're locked out.
You're locked.
No, I was just gonna say that I just want to. I think we should try to go hit the other boat back up and see what we can do because we want to. If the boat's not just like a cursed vessel, then having another boat would be super valuable. So I think that as a crew we should try to figure out what we want to do, whether we're going to try to go get the other boat or whether we're going to just move on.
Okay, so you approach that. Do you like ask for us to gather together to talk about it, or?
I mean, where is everybody right now? Just kind of hanging out. Like we got back and.
So, Aspen and Dio went to the captain's office, and then after that, right away, because I wanted to again, she's a fellow half dragon, so it's kind of like, what, let me just make sure that she's not guilty, and then I could be like in defense mode in case there was questions in place.
Went to her room and
hashtag not guilty.
Yeah. Hashtag not guilty.
And Reagan has yet to do something, but he's still on the deck right now.
Yeah, so you would probably see. It depends upon if you wanted to talk right away, but yeah, we would be down in the office. So if you wanted to talk to Reagan, or if you wanted to wait until.
Well, if I saw Reagan around, I'd probably go talk to Reagan because he's just the first person I see. Be like, hey Reagan, how's your computer doing? You're not lagging right now?
What is this computer you speak of, friend? You a hacker, Michael. I swear to
God.
Yeah, no.
You take psychic damage for breaking the fourth wall.
So you want?
I didn't even. Why do I take the psychic damage? Are you serious?
You want to get back to that boat that we were just on? Yeah.
It would be a good acquisition.
Right? I think, it could be good, but it's hard to say. Have the others been talking about it?
Well, we haven't exactly convened and gotten everyone together to discuss reclaiming that boat.
Is there a bell around here somewhere, like a dinner bell?
If so, I don't know anything of it.
Oh yeah.
So
all ships normally have that little ding ding ding. Older pirate ships that like gathers the folks together for like attention. Usually that's reserved for the captain, though, I think, right? But all ships normally have that.
Dog, for all I know, send me removed all bells.
There is no hand bell that you can pull, but there is a way. There is a notification system. It's a variant of the alarm spell that you can use, and it will notify everyone on the crew that they are being called for, and it is where the captain would have access to it.
Okay, well then I'll do that and see.
He's never been to the captain's office, so
he
wouldn't know that.
Are you guys still in the captain's office when I come in there?
Actually, I would be heading out of the captain's office, so if I see you heading towards there, I would have. Well, or this may have been. Well, it depends. Was this time frame would be toward the time we were ending our conversation?
I would say you would be arriving as the others are leaving, so you would come across each other.
Okay, and be like, oh, Axel, where are you heading to?
Oh, well, just one of the people I wanted to see. I'm trying to get everybody together so we can figure out what we should do about that boat. That we were just on. We talked about acquiring it before, and unless there's reason to believe that there's some sort of lingering curse, I think that we should still get it. It would be a good way to start off our new kingdom to have some more assets.
I like that idea. Let me go or talk to Dio. Dio is assigned the captain's office. Perhaps have her come with us. But yeah, I guess we'll meet upstairs at the deck.
All right, I'll see you up there shortly.
All right.
Dio would have followed you out.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yes, I guess. So yeah, I guess we would make our way up there.
So, making your way downtown?
Yes. And we're homebound.
All right.
We're about to be.
It doesn't
homebound.
take very long for you all to gather everyone together.
Was Layla able? Where did Layla go?
Layla went downstairs
right
to go poke a painting again.
Oh, you really trying to start that beef?
Well, in that case, we will settle that scene first. So while the
Do
others
it
are
slow.
gathering, Layla, you make your way down into the cargo section in an area where people have been instructed to avoid going. But you
And
see
everyone's
there
cursed.
laid on the table where it was before. The case itself has been closed, but you know that the painting is still inside.
She's locking the door behind her and is going to like open the thing and be like, hey, I got your dagger. What do I do with this?
No response.
Right, deities. Oh, deity who shall not be named in this world. I have the thing you sent me for. What am I doing with this?
So you finish your, we'll be kind and call that a prayer. You feel this sensation. It almost feels as if something or someone dangerous is standing just outside of your vision. As you attempt to adjust, to turn and face it, it seems to move with you. And then you hear a voice that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You know, for someone who is trying really hard to not have me kill them, you are calling for my attention a lot.
You know, this is the last time. I'm just trying to give you your thing back. And and then I will never bother you again.
I don't want the blade. Keep it. I wanted you to get it.
That is what they said.
But what if I don't want it?
I don't really think I factored want into my equations for kinds of
So
things.
oh, okay, I will keep it then. Thank you for your very kind and generous gift.
I wouldn't call it kindness.
She's gonna kind of look to see if the tattoo's off.
It's not.
Okay, how do I get rid of this?
Well, it'll be gone when you die, that's for sure. But I assume you want to do it before that?
Yes, like I said, it ruins the line from my face to my boobs, and they are the money maker of my operation.
You said that multiple times. The mark will go away once you have killed enough people with the dagger.
Excellent.
See, I figured you'd be much more amusing than the last person.
So this painting isn't like special or anything,
No.
right?
No, not even a little bit.
Okay,
It's special for artistic reasons. There are probably some artisans that would pay a lot for it.
cool. I'm gonna owe Aspen some money.
Probably.
Yeah. She's gonna take out just her normal dagger and start cutting out the image out of the frame, just the one.
There goes my retirement fund.
I appreciate what you're doing. I do. I understand. But I don't understand why you didn't just use magic to get rid of my image.
Don't have anything that does that.
Well, so I suppose the simplest solutions are often the best way to go.
Yep, making sure that no one knows anything, and I'm gonna go burn this. Thank you.
Suppose that will work.
All right, I will go and take care of this. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you do not see fit to put any more tattoos that ruin the line of any of my dresses.
I might not. I haven't really decided. You are
You
proving
know,
yourself to be much more amusing than the last person to have it.
You know, the back would have been nice. It would have been nice, dramatic. I have a very nice low-cut dress that it would have looked fabulous with. This just kind of ruins. You know, never mind. I'll work this into the plan somehow.
Well, once again, I think you may be misunderstanding. You understand this mark is meant to kill you over time, not to be a fashion accessory, right? Pretty sure I made that clear.
Until that time, I have to live with it.
I mean, I could shorten the time for you if you'd like.
No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you very much.
You are truly amusing.
So I have been told, and I've also been told I am very witty. And she's like scooting back to the door to unlock it and run up the stairs.
Fuck. And the door does open.
Pausing to like stop in the kitchen to see if she can find a place to like put this piece of canvas to burn.
She doesn't have.
There's it really a space for burning things on a ship. That's not really, facilities that most ships come with.
Right. I'm just gonna stick it in my. And she's like, oh, putting it in one of her pouches and running upstairs.
I don't believe you have a bag of holding, so you could try to fold it enough times to put it into an actual pouch.
I do have a bag of
You do?
holding.
Okay. Then sure. If you fold it up right, you could slip it inside, and it does disappear.
It in there with all of my lipstick. Let's go.
How much lipstick is in that bag of holding?
Got the voice of a tiny god that I do not know.
Oh, all right. Well, Layla is the last person to arrive as you all are attempting to summon the people of this vessel together. And before long, the entire crew is standing before you.
So Axel was presenting the idea of attempting a second try with the ship that we discovered before. Now that we have assumingly removed the curse of the ship, you might as well add additional vessel to our entourage. After all, we will be the sole residents of the magical isles, establishing a keep or castle or whatever our funds could be able to take us to. Might as well develop an armada along with it, and two ships makes better than one in that circumstance.
Do any of you have sea vessels or sea vehicles or anything like that on your character sheets under proficiencies?
Mm-mm.
Sea vest? Can you get that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Just
Some
Ricky don't
backgrounds
got
give
it.
it to you.
Mhm.
Like the sea something background, sea merchant, or
Sailor and
seafaring
stuff.
background.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I never played one of those backgrounds before, so
Oh no, I was a deserter, not a seaman.
Oh.
You,
All right. Well,
You-
none of
you
you.
better be ashamed of yourself.
We're just moving on. We're just gonna move. We're just moving on. None of you are able to drive the other vessel. So you see, there's a bit of a murmuring in the crew, and then you see Sylvester kind of looking around before. Well, I could do that, but what exactly are we getting out of getting this other vessel?
well, this adds to, of course, the entourage. You all already have been paid and will continue to be paid for this work. And so,
This is true.
Hmm?
Although that is true,
mhm.
manning a second vessel will mean that both this vessel and the other vessel will be operating with half of the crew available, which means twice as much work for everyone else.
Would it be easier to just tow the other vessel? It'd be slower, but
Unless you all have some sort of spell that can do that. No.
Mm, is Simia there?
Simi is there.
Reagan's gonna whisper to Simia, I saw a lot of cannons on that ship. I know how much you say you like your cannons and guns.
Roll a perception check with advantage.
Let's go.
Uh-oh. We saw how this worked last time.
It's okay. It's in roll
That was-
20. It's
Dirty
not-
20. Let's
dirty
go.
20. Okay.
You can see there is a barely contained excitement in Simia. You can see she's not quite trembling at the idea, but it's very clear that if she had her way, she would already be at the other ship. And she kind of looks around and she says, I for one think that we should definitely get the other ship. Or at least
See,
the
I got
cannons.
you. I got
I
you.
want the ship. We should get the ship.
Great minds
And,
think alike.
Westry, the Minotaur, kind of looks around and goes, I'll pilot the other one, but it'd be my ship.
Well, you will be the captain, but it will be part of this entourage. So I would be, of course, the overall captain of the Armada. But we can have you as the captain that runs that ship, yes.
May I contribute, friend?
Sure.
How?
How would you like to?
Well, it seems to me that we are trying to start a new place to stay. Our own little mini country, if you will, with its own set of rules. We're going to need protectors. I see nothing wrong with us being the rulers and us having our own kind of grand fleet with associated captains. That's also up for discussion. I see no problem with them owning boats if they are
Yeah.
part of our grand fleet.
They could be privateers, if you will.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Reagan?
Either Reagan or Aspen.
I got +7, dog. I
yeah,
got
go.
you.
Hey, you take care of
Oh,
that.
I'm +9 now. Let's go.
Definitely one of you guys, because no.
I mean, I'm building up, but yeah, definitely no.
That's a 25 from Reagan.
Woo! That advantage, that was definitely nice.
Well, it's gonna be difficult to get in and out of the city after the stunt you guys pulled off, so it beats being pirates, I guess. Fine.
Oh, we're not pirates. We're not taking items from others. I wish
Why
someone
worry
would
about
try to
that?
take something from us. So, go ahead.
Yeah. No need to worry about that city. We're making our own.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be part of the core. The founding group. That's going to put you in a good position.
Our first fleet admiral.
So, Captain, what would you like to name the ship?
Let's go, Reed. You better have that name ready.
Get that
What's
name
good?
ready. Get that name
The
generator
blue
ready.
booty. Let's go.
Super thick. Super thick.
The thickness.
You all take psychic damage.
Excuse me, I have trademarked that. Thank you very much.
The thickness. TM.
We call this ship Thunder Thighs because it makes the ground shake.
I'm gonna make this dock shake like an earthquake.
I'm gonna punish all of you.
Make this dock shake like an earthquake.
We will call it the first dragon, unless that is
First dragon?
offensive.
Come on, Reed. Thunder Thighs is powerful. Come on.
You all take 20 points of psychic damage, and it grows slowly over time.
Would that be considered offensive to us? I don't think so, right?
No.
It's only
Damn.
offensive if you consider it offensive.
Yeah, I was just like, I ain't culturally. I don't know, like how.
Yo, I can
I
put
mean-
booming blade on this. Oh well.
Hey, there's plenty of dragonkin out there that take full advantage of being
Mhm.
dragonkin and milk that.
Mm. Who is the first dragon, by the way? That's not Ball, is it?
As far as you know, there is no. Well, roll intelligence or religion to see what you know.
I can do religion, or I can do history.
Sure, you do history. Yeah, do history, not intelligence checks.
Okay.
Intelligence is not a skill. History is the skill.
Okay. Well, it sounds like I actually proficient history, but nice. 60. Synthetic 20.
You know that there is no clear answer to that. Some people think Baal is the first. Some people think the goddess of mercy and fortune was first, Devra, and some think that there is a third.
What? You said goddess of fortune and mercy? That was supposed to be a dragon?
Sit
Guess
down.
we finding out.
Say these things. And some people think that there is a third dragon deity that people do not talk about who was first.
Okay. Notes. Take that in time because that was not expected.
As in mine, shoot.
All right. So, mysterious third dragon. Hey, you said the goddess of mercy, and what was the other one?
Good fortune.
Good fortune. All right. So in that case, he's like, I like it. That's a great name. Well, very well. In that case, we could go ahead and I think we lost Ursa. Probably had to go to story soup.
Oh no! All right, we're gonna go on break here, you guys. So come back in a few minutes, and we'll continue the story. Oh wait, never mind. He's back. All right. Well, never mind. The break's over. It was a very short break, everybody.
I can't have nice things.
Oh no, wait, your internet. Yeah, you might gotta go on break real quick because his internet is yeah.
Sure. We will take a early break here. Just come back in about, let's say, 5 minutes after the hour, and we'll continue the story. All right, hello everyone. We have returned from our short break here.
Welcome
and
back to
we
Blue
will
Booty.
Return. That is not a thing.
Yes.
So at the end, just before our break, you all managed to convince your crew here to divide itself into two and to set out to pilot this other vessel. What I will say is that it will make the moving the two of them together more difficult since you have a crew on each one. So any attempts to avoid being noticed, any perception checks, things like that will be done at disadvantage. And it will take you about, we'll say, 30 minutes to bring the ship over there to get the other one running using replacement parts and things like that. But you are able to get the vessel moving.
Was there
Is there
any?
anything?
Was there anything we were able to? Because while the ship themselves may belong to them. Any type of funds or anything that was within the ship would have gone to us. So was there anything we could find like gold or weapons or jewels or anything like?
I shall allow this. Negotiated. I shall allow this. Throw me a D100. We'll see.
Okay, D100. Come on, I got my beautiful. These dice are some of the most beautiful dice I've ever seen. These are gold draconic dices. Let me see if you can bring these.
I knew the advertisement was coming.
Die Hard dice coming in, and my.
Die Hard Dice did not pay for advertising on this channel. So
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They want to.
Hey, they want to do it.
Hit up free at / rerolls.
Hey, Die Hard Dice is really good about that. That's a 78.
78. Okay, so you do. So if you find enough ammo for the various cannons on board to run either one ship for about a year, assuming you don't use a lot of ammo for some reason, or to run either ship separately for about half a year. In terms of other resources, you don't find any weaponry that you all would be proficient in. You do find some that are a mixture of kind of like gauntlets with spikes on them. But none of you have proficiencies in this style of weapons, these kind of hand claws. But you do find 3 sets of those. So you can mark that on your character sheet.
Okay.
And then I will say for the 78, you found about another 150 gold and gold's worth of decorations, jewelry, and things like that that would have belonged to the now deceased members of the old crew.
Why wouldn't we have proficiency in these weapons?
Yeah, wait, what's
because they're from Panthers. And none of you are from Panthers.
But if it's a simple or a martial weapon, dog, like
no, it's a special weapon. No, in this world,
but those are also classified as simple
you
or
don't
martial.
get knowledge of every weapon in existence just by picking a certain class.
All right, so what if we talk to our sailors? Let's see.
You have most of them. None of them.
Show me how to use these.
Does a fighter literally
none of them are from
in all weapons? Like a fighter,
because they aren't proficient in double-handed scimitars.
They are?
That's weird.
I can't remember. Does 5th edition have exotic weapons? I can't remember.
But they do have double-sided scimitars. But yeah, I could have swore fighters had proficiency in all weapons. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, I meant like as in previous editions, you had a separate category called exotic weapons that you had to
I haven't seen it.
I can't remember.
I will add that to the treasure list.
You know, those are some Cuddlesworth level weapons, and you are such a.
You can't. There are rules. You don't get proficiency in every weapon that exists. I'm sorry. You can train if you find someone who can teach you. But that is, you all spend some time going through the ship, looking through it. You clean it. I will say you all do find that there are 5 dead people on the vessel. I'll leave it up to you what you decide to do with these people. But
does Reagan get proficiency in the precious?
Technically, Reagan could have proficiency in it.
There you go. Now you can protect the precious, Reagan. You can serve it.
Do I want to though?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Well, as far as whom he serves, that's going to be his conversation coming up, but we shall see.
Maybe it's one of the nameless gods that controls the precious.
It probably is. Let me find out it actually is. Reagan will say a prayer for it. How about that? And he'll pray over the bodies too, for the record.
Oh.
I mean, he's a paladin, dog. He got to do some funeral rites.
Are you praying to Ados?
No, you said there's a god of the ocean, right?
Yes.
Reagan will pray to that one.
Okay. You do say a short prayer to Voone, the goddess of oceans. Roll me a religion check.
Okie dokie. 19.
It's happening.
Those of you who are dealing with seasickness, you feel your symptoms are kind of abated for a time. Do you feel, Reagan, that your prayer has been accepted?
Sweet.
If you wish to use the new weapons you have found, you would need to make them your packed weapon.
Now I'll put him in storage. The great sword's better for him. But we'll keep him around. We still have that driftwood to which the chest, which had the chest with the painting on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind if I use that for just like setting the bodies of drifted sea on it? Because we don't exactly have a specialized raft for it. This is a group question, so.
Oh yeah, we don't know that the painting has been chopped up into pieces by Layla, but I mean,
but it's like
she only removed
driftwood.
one of the figures.
Because we
The
have
rest
like,
of it's still fine.
we have the
yes,
driftwood that
and
the chest was on the chest, and then the painting in the chest. Reagan just wants the driftwood that it all floated on.
Yeah, but so Aspen would have been okay with it a bit, but he was understanding that the driftwood was responsible to keep the painting's value, at a certain degree. Yeah, because otherwise, you talk about in terms of the chest.
There was
right?
there was a piece of wood that you gather came from
you can't
a
see my
vessel
hands.
at some point. And then on that was a case that had the painting inside.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Okay. Piece of the vessel.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I thought that you were referring. I thought the chest was made of driftwood. My bad. Okay, I
dog, that'd be a terrible chest if it was made out of driftwood.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, it's no worries.
Okay. So we're gonna do that. Take some straight rope and just kind of barrel at sea them. Set him adrift after saying the prayer.
Okay. Takes you some time to get things prepared properly, but you're able to do so. Set free to sea.
And if anybody else doesn't want to go, there is what Reagan originally wants to do. Now that we have the boat, if you'll allow it, Bree.
What would you like to do?
Reagan's gonna go talk to Lady Pila.
Okay, so Reagan is going to speak with Lady Pila. What about the rest of you? What would you like to be doing?
I'll wait till after Reagan scene.
Yeah.
Oh, so kind.
Not anything specific in mind, because I think at this point we got the boat thing sorted out. So now it's just onward and upward unless we run into a problem.
You want to do something, May?
I think that she's just kind of getting used to the feeling of not feeling very sick anymore. Since that prayer, she feels a little bit better. So her legs become a little less wobbly. And she finally feels like in a state where you see her just kind of breathe in and breathe out and kind of relax for a second, which she hasn't been able to do for quite some time.
Nice. Okay.
In that case, Reagan, you go to find Lady Pila's quarters. And you do find that she is in her room. And as you step into it, you find that she is playing a game with Lynn. See, you recognize dragon chess, but they seem to be playing it in a way you've never seen. You're familiar with seeing someone play it on a board, but they seem to be playing it almost in space. It's almost as if they're playing it in 3 separate dimensions. What is your intelligence score, Reagan?
10.
You have no idea how this works at all. You watch, and it's very confusing. You see pieces are just kind of appearing and reappearing in different places. It makes no sense.
Well, Reagan's going to attempt to watch for a second because he's definitely mesmerized by what's going on.
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Because Reed doesn't let me have nice things. Let's go. That's a 17. Wow.
You're able to keep up with the game, though there are some movements that make less sense to you as you're seeing them. You can see the pieces are arrayed, and you understand that the concept is still the same, but you see that the goal is it's harder to keep up with because some of the movements will be what you'd expect, and then some will see to almost be able to move off the board and then reappear at different places. You
That's
figure if you
actually
watched
really cool.
long enough, you could pick up the game, but right now you're still missing some of the important rules.
If the door, well, you did say Reagan walked in, so I'm assuming the door was open when Reagan like stepped through the
Yeah,
threshold.
it was open.
Okay. Well, Reagan will reach back and rap on the door, just like still show he's being polite.
Lady Pila looks over at you. Reagan, hello.
Hello, my lady, and Lady Lynn.
Hello, Reagan. Your trip was beneficial?
Well, we all survived, if that's what you're wondering.
I am aware. Did you feel that you gained something from it?
Well, that's actually what I'm here to talk to Lady Fila about, but if you're here, I don't see why not. Lady Fila, are you familiar with a deity of death? For in my paladin studies, I never came across such a name, and I believe I met them today.
As I know, there is no god of death. Death is a concept that is too broad for anyone to embody.
But I know what I saw. Lady Lynn, you saw the same thing, did you not?
Hmm. I see many things.
Oh, that is how you gonna have her gaslight Reagan?
Gaslight, 200%. I'm ready to throw that chick overboard. I'm so tired of her. I'm like,
Hey, that's your crewmate now. That's your crew member.
She's one of the few folks that's just so annoying. I was just like, headache. I feel like Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers when she always says, I have a headache. And that's like,
Rita.
Rita.
Oh, but Lady Pila, it was someone who wielded a scythe and was accompanied by a large black wolf. I hesitate to give them a name, or what if they have a name already? And I prayed to whatever god or goddess of death was out there, and that's whom appeared. I'm sure Lady Lynn witnessed the same.
Don't know of anyone using a scythe or a wolf. Sure, they were not a deity related to wolves or hunting, perhaps.
A deity or a wolf related to hunting. Can Reagan religion check or history check that?
Sure, you can make a religion check.
Okay. Rolling my religion. Let's see. Dirty 20.
You
Well,
can't
20 is
think of
loving me right
any.
now. That's what's happening.
No,
Embrace it.
no, I put it. I think it's because Ursa's the only one rolling in roll 20. Roll 20s try to trick us because they know we don't trust it.
I roll
Off
and
the
roll
top
20.
of your head, you can't think of any deities of wolves. You know, there's a deity of nature, so maybe someone like that. You know that there's supposedly a deity of lycanthropy as a whole, but you don't know of anyone that wields a scythe specifically.
Reagan slowly nods. And, well, I would pray to them and perhaps gain some insights, but I don't know if this would be putting those here at risk. I don't exactly know the rules of engagement. Perhaps this is a deity that requires sacrifice. I know not.
Oh, could be difficult. Perhaps you and your friends will find out someday.
Perhaps today is the day, Lady Lynn. Is it?
You and your friends are after so much information.
Well, information is what makes this world go around. I do my best with what I know, but I know that I don't know everything. So I count on those smarter and wiser to help guide me through.
True, however, it is the pursuit of knowledge and the search for those answers that give life reason to exist. It would not be good for me to simply tell you all of the answers.
Well, what you have just told me, would you consider this pointing me in the right direction?
Perhaps.
And perhaps you're pointing me in the wrong direction?
And tell you that your friend has a habit of looking for logic and chaos.
I have many friends.
You do?
Which one would you be referring to? In my book, we're all pretty chaotic.
I'll leave you to figure that out.
You know I don't figure things out well on my own.
What better reason for you to begin to practice?
What if I arrive to the wrong conclusion and endanger those around me?
Let's say failure is the best teacher.
But success is what we all strive for, is it not?
And perfection can only be attained through mistakes.
So, the card game you were playing the other night, would you say you were making mistakes or achieving success?
Both. Card games are simple. There is an air of mystery in all of them.
Oh, that's. He's not Reagan's not smart enough. No. Uh, there's an air of mystery in board games. I just figure the pieces move and there's rules behind them and you just do what comes.
There are very few rules behind our actions. A lot of people tend to think there are, but for the most part, we are all being forced to make choices. And those choices create a web, and at the center of that web, you will find that is something for you to discover. I am afraid, however, that my time with you all is coming to its end.
What do you mean by that, Lady Lynn?
I have no place here.
But you have quarters, do you not? Everyone has a bed.
Have you seen a room for me?
Well, I haven't exactly gone looking. That would be rude.
Have you seen anyone else interacting with me since I've been here?
Yes, but not quite. So the answer is no, which is unfortunate. So no, I can't say that I have, except Our Lady here.
This lady Pila is fascinating. There are very few mysteries that I am not let in on. But my place is come to its end. It is time for me to move on to the next group. Perhaps we'll meet again. Perhaps you'll have more answers at that time.
Wait, so you make this a thing? You speak to others. What others? Is this a monthly thing? A yearly thing? Reagan's saying that if she's walking out of the room. Like he's straightling questions.
Mysteries are always speaking, my friend. You just have to be able to listen.
What are the names of the nameless gods?
Go to answer that question. She seems to disappear.
You can see, well, Lady Pila can see Reagan is obviously pulled. It's kind of put off by the fact he didn't get an answer to that. But that would have been the last thing he asked. Then he'll turn and face Lady Pila. Well, that was different.
Yes. Interesting.
Do you know the nature of Lady Lynn?
No.
That's strange. I mean, she told me she's not a deity, but what else could she be?
Don't entirely know. She isn't like me, I can tell you that. I'm not sure if she's alive or some sort of spirit or other celestial being.
I do have another question, my lady.
Yes.
Well, even though it ended up not favorably, I never asked what it was like when I prayed for you. Did you feel any different? Did you like it? Did you dislike it?
Odd. Pleasant, but very odd. Could tell you were wanting something from me, but you weren't ready to have it either. That's what it feels like to the other gods, I guess.
Well, you know I don't know the answer to that, my lady. I'm a mere servant.
Maybe.
What was that game you were playing? It looked like Dragon Chess, but those pieces were just everywhere.
It is fascinating. Lynn showed me. Apparently, it's akin to playing Dragon Chess in 3 different games at once. It was really taxing on the brain. But it
I
was
asked her to
fun.
teach me a game, and she chose not to.
I believe it. She doesn't seem to do things very straightforwardly.
Would you say
Didn't know
that's a
she knew I
matter of
was
the
here.
nature?
I think she finds it fun.
Ah, she makes fools of us.
Probably. Probably.
Well, Reagan will ask to be seated in her quarters just temporarily to hang out.
I'll stop you.
And he'll sit, and that'll be Reagan's time.
All
He's
right.
communing with his goddess, so to speak.
All right. What about the 4 of you?
Aspen will make their way over to Layla's room, if Layla's in her room, and knock on her door. Are you aside? Mm. Maybe
Guess
she's
not.
not.
Hello, housekeeping.
Fluff your pillow.
I heard something about some seagulls and pelicans.
So he'll knock a few more times, and then if he doesn't hear anything for in Layla's room, he's going to presume that maybe she's fast asleep from all the endeavors that took place, and allow her time to rest up for a bit.
You hear like the skittering of like she's hit the door because she ran to go get it and then opens it. Yes, hello.
How big is your room? Like,
I was distracted.
I see. I just heard a lot of footsteps coming along the way. I was just like, "Where did you have an upstairs I was unaware about?" Or,
Oh no, you see, I have my musical stuff over there because acoustically it is the best space in this room to do stuff in. And I got a little distracted editing out the seagulls.
Is it all right if I could come in?
Sure. Sure.
Alright.
But wait, why? Why?
Oh, we have something to discuss.
Oh, about what?
Oh, you know.
Hi.
I mean, I am working on the music right now.
It involves a secret.
Oh my.
Are we discussing secrets? Oh, did you bring a bottle of wine?
No.
Let's bring a bottle of wine and we talk and we drink and we spill secrets and it's really, really fun. Next time.
Yeah, we'll
So
keep that
what's
up.
the secret? And she's gonna hop on the bed and just sit there just like secrets? We're talking secrets?
And so Aspen leans against the wall, his tail flapping behind his cloak, crossing his arms as he looks down and he says, so remember when we had our last conversation and I asked you, you could tell me a secret about yourself. And you told me that Layla was not your real name. And I asked, what was your real name? And he said, that would have to be another secret for another favor. Well, I'm here to cash in on that. Seeing as I just helped you out when we were escaping the underwater city. So,
I mean, I thought you were doing that because you liked me enough not to let me drown.
oh yes, that too. But I figure I might as well get a little benefit from that as well. And I'm kind of curious. I know you are filled with secrets, so we're going to go ahead and unravel the first one. I figure out what is your actual name.
But what if I don't want to tell you that?
Oh, I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. But if you decide to change your mind, that would be more my fourth favor would be.
I must think now. But it's no fun if you get to find out a secret about me and I don't get to find out a secret about you.
You never asked. You want me to tell the secret?
Yes, tell me a secret.
Well, one condition, because I know how this works. If I tell you one, you have to tell me what your name is.
Okay.
All right. So once again, he steps a bit closer, but still is not fully like in her surface bubble just yet. And as he looks down, and he says, "So, one secret I have is that I actually had to worry about killing someone at an early age, much younger than I was expected to. A lot of people, they don't have to worry about violence, especially during childhood. But I could definitely recall being around, I want to say 8, 9 years old, when these group of individuals decided to enter into the cave. My 2 moms were gone. My dad still resided. Most of my siblings were gone. And so, you know my reservation to adventurers and how they like to stake ownership to items, treasure that they find, assuming that it belongs to them when it does not. So I was by my lonesome, along with a couple of siblings. And battle took place. And when one was trying to find some gold to take with their lonesome, assuming that they could be able to escape, I didn't allow them to. And so that has always shaped my way of viewing adventurers until today. Well, not until today, until just recently. But that's one of the reasons why I had a major problem with joining this adventurers guild and becoming an adventurer, because it felt like I was becoming a part of a group who I absolutely despise to begin with. I was glad to find out that that was incorrect. But I still, it's going to take a while to get that away. Now, that's a lot for a name. I came to you in good faith.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Kilia Amar.
Kelia Amar. But it's nice to meet you. We're slowly getting to the real you, one layer at a time.
Oh, but Aspen, if you tell anybody, I might have to be terrible.
So you know I'm about to keeping secrets. Why would I have revealed your name to anyone?
Oh, I'm not sure. I like to keep the mystique.
I understand. I understand. There's a certain fun and flavor to keeping things wrapped up. I'm learning that about a couple of individuals, not just you. I know there's a few people around here that's more than meets the eye, but I do feel like that's part of the fun.
You know, it is a little fun, but at the same time, like I like to keep my mystique. It's good for business.
Business, you say? Elaborate on that a bit.
I mean, I am a bard.
True. But at a certain time frame or a certain point, does that mystique needs to be held for everyone?
Yes.
Interesting. You know, you talked a little bit about your lineage. Is this something that your mom would say?
You know, that is another secret.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Okay. And there's a genuine smirk and laugh on Aspen's face. And he says, I'm going to let you get back to your music. But best believe there's going to be another time when I'm going to have to save you from dangerous clutches. And what I do, we'll have our round 3.
Okay, I've got to go edit out seagulls though. I find that the squawking is at the wrong pitch. I'm going to try and see if I can find a different bird. But I really need to talk to Dewdrop about that.
Seagulls. So I understand the whole music thing for our keep. But I can imagine how Seagulls is going to sound as a choir in our own keep. That would be very interesting.
Oh, okay. So my plan is to have Dewdrop help me train a bunch of seagulls. That way I can send them to our enemies so that they can sit outside their window and squawk all night to annoy them.
That's a remarkable technique. I mean, there's so many seagulls that they have to deal with. There's no way they can eliminate all the sounds as well. That is incredible technique. I like it. So it's not just for music then. It's also as a plan and an attack.
Yes.
Okay. That could be something very specific to our new you are really good when it comes to music and names. Did you have an idea for what we should name our new kingdom?
Oh, see, I'm good with like songs and stuff. Not we should not put an entire kingdom on me. I feel like Dio would be very good with that. She's very smart, and I feel like she could come up with something very, very good.
That was going to be my next best thing. Okay. And he looks up to you and says, in the meantime, stay out of trouble. If I see you falling from the sky again, well, I'll take care of it again. But stay safe.
I will try.
Mhm.
Also, have they made dinner yet?
No, remember, we're only working with half a crew right now. So
Oh,
dinner,
I have to go try and figure out the kitchen again.
what do you mean?
It's very weird. I don't like that kitchen.
What's wrong with the kitchen?
It's weird. Like it's not like it's like a weird magic kitchen, and I don't like it.
Well, let me talk to Dio to see if she can investigate what's wrong with this kitchen.
But no, it's like it looks like a normal kitchen, but like there's a lot of buttons, and I don't want to like blow half the ship up by touching something wrong.
Yeah, we don't want that, especially since I think we have another week or so so for transporting. We don't want to be stuck in the middle of sea. We know.
Yeah, I might go see if they just have like a loaf of bread and some grapes or something.
All right. Well, if they do start to really lag behind, let me know. Just because they're half a crew doesn't mean that they get to slack entirely. So.
Well, I mean they're operating 2 ships, so we probably need to invest in more crew at some point in time.
Oh yes, that is definitely one of our next goals: is increasing the population of this kingdom. Imagine that we are having our own country. My parents would be proud. My parents would be proud. Okay. Well, I'll let you enjoy your seagulls. So I'm going to go talk to Dio for a second.
Yes, go talk to Diego. I'm gonna go liberate some grapes and some bread, and then maybe take a bath.
All right. Yeah. So Aspen will head on out and go look for Dio.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything during this time?
Can't think of anything. I think he's probably like Layla was enjoying the fact that he's not as seasick as he was anymore. So that's a perk.
I mean,
In
y'all
that
know
case-
what Reagan's doing.
In that
Well-
case, Aspen, you are able to find Dio without any trouble.
All right. I'm presuming Dio is at her room. Do I hear her throw up on the other side?
She seems a little better now.
Okay. So Aspen will knock on the door. Like, can I come in?
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit messy in here, but come on in. And yeah, when you open the door, she's got like papers and notes kind of scattered like literally everywhere. It looks like a lunatic is in this room. Things are just kind of like posted on the wall, tied together with little strings. It's
Wow. I have not really seen anything like this. What is all this string supposed to mean?
Well, you got me thinking about the staff and things that it could possibly mean, and what could possibly be a problem, maybe. So I just started going through my notes, and all of this is things related to either stabs or dragons or poison or noxious gas or curses. And I'm just trying to figure out a ratio, maybe give us a roundabout guess of a percentile of just how much in danger I might be by continuing to carry this thing. I haven't figured it out yet, but I think I'm off to a good start.
So all of these papers and these strings spread across the wall is just to formulate the possibility of how in danger you are with the staff?
Well, it's that, but also I'm trying to, keep my mind off of the ship moving. So it's just a little something to preoccupy my time and my head.
I see. Well, this is remarkable. Funny enough, I was just having a previous conversation with Layla, actually. And it got me thinking. I wanted to come inside and talk to you for a bit because I started to realize I don't really know much about you. Your powers, like for example, your skill set, you use these shadows and such. Can you tell me a bit about your school of magic and what you do?
I do a couple of things. Mostly the stopping and slowing of time and speeding it up. I'm very, very good with that stuff.
Stopping and slowing of time.
Oh, well, yeah, you've seen me slow down enemies and stuff in fights. Like that's just kind of what I do. Not I'd like actual time, but like, I can make things slower or faster or yeah, things like that.
I was not aware that was what you were doing. I was assuming that they were injured to the point to where they couldn't move as fast. I did not know you were manipulating the time around that. And you learned this from studies?
Yeah.
Interesting. What else are you because I saw you use like shadow technique. What is those shadow techniques?
Yeah, it's just a thing that I can do. Again, I picked up a lot of stuff, and it's weird because a lot of the stuff that I do is kind of like it involves the dark and like creepy stuff, which I don't really like, but it's what I know how to do. And well, yeah, it's part of the reason why I don't like the dark.
When you say the dark, are you referring to necromancy?
Well, I was referring to actual dark, in like as far as like being underground and in the caves. I know you said that you found it quite weird, but I guess when you learn a little bit more of that kind of stuff and how to work with shadows, you start to realize that maybe there are things in there that you are not aware of, and all of a sudden you kind of get an awareness that there might be other things lurking beside you.
Well, that's something I never take into consideration. But at the same time, we're half dragons. I'm not really too concerned about much. Besides maybe a full dragon. Outside of that, even if there are creatures that reside within the dark, either we could coexist or we do battle and one of us falls. But I understand. I guess I can understand the concern regarding
I'm
being.
starting to get a little more comfortable with that, especially now being around all of you. But yeah, when I was by myself and I would run into those things, it was a 50-50 toss up of which one of us was going to walk out of there. So I'm glad it has been me every time, but sometimes just narrowly avoiding death. So not my favorite thing, but so far, so good.
Oh yeah, we were going to make that. As long as you're around us, we'll make sure nothing would happen to you. That's for sure. We can't control seasickness, sadly, because that's just outside of our purview. But
Oh, no, it's fine. I feel great. I feel fantastic. See, even you see me blurry now. That's how seasick I am. But it comes and it goes.
So that was you
but-
manipulated time as you started to throw up. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. As long as I don't move around too much, I should be fine still.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely try to work on keeping that in mind. And with that, there's, again, also, I don't know much about you personally. What's like your family style? Like, do you have like a mom or dad? Are they still around? Your kids? Do you have any kids? Do you have siblings?
No kids. I mostly just study on things. I had a couple siblings. We don't really talk much. They think that I'm kind of a big baby about a lot of stuff, and that I ask too many questions. So I think I annoy them sometimes. That's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. And yeah, and my parents and I don't really see too much eye to eye on things either. And I guess the only one I really talk to is my sister. On occasion, we like to compare shiny rocks sometimes.
At least you have someone to confide with. That sounds kind of sad that there's not a strong relationship between the rest of the group. Is it because of your interest in what you're studying, or?
A little bit of that mixed with, the fact that I'm just not a fan of a lot of the things that they're a fan of. Like, dark and going into caves and these things. Yeah, definitely a bit more of a bookworm type person than bitey bitey protect the shiny rocks thing.
I understand. What about boyfriend or girlfriend or both?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever had one. Um, it just kind of focused on my books really and trying not to let a possibly cursed staff whisper things to me. Maybe, maybe not.
Staff whisper things. What did they say?
I still don't know. Still haven't figured it out. It hasn't done it again.
Is the staff trying to look to see if you have wings?
Why would it do that?
Because usually when they try to look to see if you have wings, they're looking at your backside.
Oh, well, I definitely don't have wings.
Hmm.
Just just a little holder for it. Yeah, I wasn't gifted really with that ability. Uh, it's not what I do.
Hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
That would be helpful though. If I could fly, if I had wings, I wouldn't have to feel the rocking of this ship, and it would be so much more pleasant for me. I just could just hover.
You know what? How about this? I can't grant you wings, but at least for right now, how about I take you a ride on flying around on the sea for a bit? Just you and me.
Are you offering me a piggyback ride?
Mm-hmm.
I will take that option. Absolutely.
All right. Follow me. Yeah. Aspen will pretty much take them to the deck. And pretty much do the Atlantic carpet ride with with a piggyback ride flying around the sea area. Yeah, that's me.
Sure. You, I mean, I will let you all narrate how that goes, but it's definitely doable with your abilities. You all do enjoy yourselves. There's anything anything else you all wish to do before this very busy day ends? Say so now, or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I think I had some great scenes, so I'll wrap it up.
With
If
that,
no one else wants to go, Reagan was angling for something specific from Pila.
you like?
Long story short, Reagan is basically asking if Pila would be willing to make an amulet or reliquary for him.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Yippee. Dirty 20.
I could do that. Take some time, I guess, but I could do it.
Oh, thank you, my lady. This will come in handy, especially considering the circumstances.
All right, I will do it as soon as I can.
Reagan will bow to her and leave the room.
All right. What is your passive perception?
11.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
so.
ooh.
I can't put stats everywhere.
Yeah, true.
All right, in that case, you leave Lady Pila to her devices. Layla, was there something that you wish to do before this day is over?
Layla has raided the kitchen, cobbled together just an assortment of little snacks and a bottle of wine, and has gone to take a bath and just relax and enjoy her life.
No, if that is a good thing or kind of sad, but we'll go with positive interpretations of eating food and wine in a tub. But we'll allow it. We will say it is positive overall. But as all of you look for your own ways to wind down for this evening, we are going to move forward a bit in time. You all have been notified that you are approaching land and should be there within the next day or so, assuming that nothing occurs between now and then. Is there anything you all wish to do before you leave the boat?
Yes. So because I didn't want to do everything in the same day, I was going to wait a few days to
Right.
perform this next event. So Aspen starts to realize there's a lot of connections associated with gods, and he knows his older sister, even though she's technically the second youngest, Amelia, was a cleric to the god of Dragon's Ball, and she of course provided him with an amulet, a little item associated with it, just for protection purposes, to make her feel secure as he was heading off to go look for Eileen. But he never really thought anything of like the gods connection, because he was more connected with his family than say the gods. As recently as all these gods start to unravel in their lives, Aspen wanted to figure out how does Ball and the other gods associated with dragons connect with all of this. So during that time frame, I feel like Aspen will grab the amulet that his sister gave him, kind of kiss it on the side because of the fact that it reminds him of Amelia, who was among the most gentle of her siblings. And he'll actually say a small prayer to Ball to say, I've never really came to you before. Was it really my ordeal? But I wanted to know, how are you connected with all of this? Do you see what I'm doing? Are you okay with this? Does this work with us? Yeah, he's just trying to understand his role in the dragon side of aspect for associated with gods.
Give me a religion check.
Okay. This is not my best, but we'll see. Oh, 15. 50 plus 16. 16 ton.
As you say your prayer, you don't notice anything at first. As you're wondering if anyone is actually listening, there is a warmth that you can feel, just kind of barely spreading, starting from the palm of your hand and throughout the rest of your body. And you get the feeling that there is someone listening, but you aren't sure just how much they can hear or just how much attention they're paying to you. Get the feeling someone is there.
So they're going to take into account that the warmth seems to be of a positive side. They'll nod. And that was pretty much what they needed as insurance to realize this was an affront to the gods, at least Ball. And I think with that, he would just ask one last question. He says, I was told, I believe may have been another dragon god. Is that true? Do they exist? Are they here?
Roll me a religion check with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage? Well, this is going to be hard. Okay. Flat 10.
Don't receive any answer.
It was a long shot. He smirks. He says, should have asked Amelia to do this. This is not my area of expertise. And a genuine smirk as he puts the amulet, kisses it one more time, says, thanks, Amelia, and then puts it back in his side pocket. And yeah, that's it for him.
Other four, anything you all wish to do?
Y'all go ahead if y'all got something. I'll go last.
No.
Wow. Really? Okay.
He's waiting for he's waiting for he's relaxing. He's relaxing and waiting for action. This is a long ass boat ride.
Right.
He would sleep through most of it if he could, probably.
Take a power nap.
I just ain't trying to hog the game from y'all. So like that's why I'm like, I'll hang back. So everybody get a turn.
Mhm.
But if that's the
Fair.
case, you did say, Reed, that one of the crew members did say they were from that what was that continent? Was it Pantheros?
The Panthers Union.
Okay. Reagan will speak to them if he can.
Sure. I will say Simia is busy on the other ship because somebody, convinced her that there were guns on it. But Ray is available. She is currently sitting. She seems to be taking a bit of a break.
You said Ray?
You make your yes.
Okay. Let me write that down before I forget.
She is an all white tabaxi.
Oh, okay.
Seems to
That's
be
our all-white
blind
tabaxi.
in one of her eyes.
Okay, that's right. And anyway, hello there, Ray, isn't it?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Is it
I
my
was.
turn for you to ask me a lot of questions?
You'd be absolutely correct on that front. And Reagan says that unironically, like any sense of irony went over his head.
Please take a seat. I don't have anything I have to be doing right now.
Reagan will sit. I mean, if there's any telltale signs of a paladin in this world when they formally sit down, that'll be Reagan. Like, do they sit cross-legged? Do they?
No, not generally.
Oh, okay. Like I was just saying, Reed. Like if there was a lore thing, Reagan will abide by it. But yeah, Reagan will sit and he's like, "Well, my friends and I encountered quite the adventure underwater, which is where you ended up fishing us up from." And in
I
our
was
travels,
curious to what you were doing down there. How you got there in the first place, for that matter.
I'm wondering that too. Our friend Layla is very resourceful when she wishes it.
Yes, that is a word I would use. She's very show-offy.
Oh, that's what you call it. I find her quite lovely.
I didn't say she wasn't lovely. I just said she was show-offy. And buoyant. Those aren't
You're
mutually
talking-
exclusive.
You're talking to the paladin with the charisma score 20. Like he's like showy. That's normal on his face. But Greg is like, well, our adventure leads me to this question. You said you were from the Pantheris Union, right?
Yes.
Are there any gods or goddesses you know of that are depicted with a scythe accompanied by a wolf? A black one?
No.
None at all.
No. A
Anyone?
hunter, but they don't really have a scythe. They do have wolves, I guess.
Who might that
meant
be?
to be the hunter. God of the hunt. I believe the rest of you call them the god of war, I think. It's more or less the same thing. Well, maybe don't say that to priests of the two. They may not agree, but I think they're kind of the same thing.
What are the differences? Similarities?
The hunter typically looks more like a hunter who was pursuing their prey, whereas the god of war is meant to be more, violence and also killing things. Really, they both kind of focus on hurting things in combat, which makes them kind of the same, but I'm also not really a scholar of religion, so don't tell anyone I said that, because I will deny it.
Your secret's safe with me, friend.
Why are you
As
asking?
well, I encountered a rather powerful deity in this domain. I prayed for a lost spirit to get some relief and be able to cross on to the afterlife. I, as you may know, there is no god or goddess of death in the pantheon of our home continent. So I just reached out and prayed for a god or goddess of death. And sure enough, this being appeared and apparently had the ability to whisk this spirit away.
Are you sure? I mean, I know there's a goddess of vampires. Maybe it was her?
Can Reagan check that? Is there a role for that?
Yeah. Sure, you can make a religion check.
Okay,
With disadvantage. You don't really know a
that's
lot
totally
of
fair.
undead religions.
Okay. 21. Wow, I got 21 and a 24.
You know that there is a goddess of vampirism, but she isn't really depicted with like a scythe. She is usually kind of depicted as this very elegant woman, very intimidating, but more of the darker, seductive way than just overbearing danger that you saw on this other person. But she could be associated with death, imagine, or undeath anyway.
As far as Reagan's concerned, it doesn't exactly fit the bill.
Not quite.
I'd have to say that this deity's presence was more weighty, more bearing than seductive or alluring.
Try praying to them again, seeing what happened.
The thought has crossed my mind, but considering that I asked for this deity to whisk a spirit away, I don't know if this deity requires sacrifice in order for summons. I don't know if this is the kind of god or goddess that wishes for is willing to give answers.
That's a fair point. Well, I
And
don't know.
last time I prayed to a deity that wasn't on the pantheon, well, you saw what happened on the ship.
I've noticed you all have a weird relationship with gods in general. Maybe you should just not ask questions about it. Or at least
But
don't
there,
ask around me.
this is fair. But there are just so many deities around. There are maybe those that are very altruistic, those that are very tenacious and ill meaning, and there are perhaps those that are very benevolent. And our encounter just signified what I believe. There are many gods and goddesses out there with names and respects to be given. And I just simply wish to know and give them properly.
Oh, I guess you'd have to find a deity it is.
I will pray, but I agree with you. I just don't want to do it in a way that potentially endangers everyone else.
I
So
would
I've put that on
appreciate
hold.
that as well.
How are you enjoying the seas?
Um, Not as fun as being back home, but there's food on the table, I guess. There aren't too many things I can do with that lets me do this while also traveling. So, what to do?
I mean, if you desire the lands of your home, what made you want to go to sea in the first place?
Well, originally I was following a boyfriend. Then he died. So now I'm just kind of traveling, I guess.
You had a boyfriend.
Once upon a time.
I'll assume you cared for him dearly.
Yeah.
And you just decided to be at sea ever since.
Yeah. Kind of felt like I was close to him still for a while, but I guess time changes everything.
I suppose it does. Perhaps I could say a prayer for this boyfriend of yours.
I appreciate it, but your track record with praying isn't the best.
I will admit it could be better. And I didn't say I was going to do it right this moment. I will stay true to what I said.
It's the thought that counts.
Reagan nods. Like, well, let me not keep you away from your break any longer.
Okay. Enjoy yourself, I guess. Good luck with your mystery.
Reagan nods and rises from his sitting position. Go do Reagan things, I guess.
I believe this point is going to be a great time for us to take another short break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Then
Oh,
we'll
we
wrap
get
up the
2
story.
breaks.
Aren't I been a very kind-hearted?
Now you just bougie.
Hey, well, fine. Mercer doesn't get a break. Everyone else, we'll be back in 10 minutes, so stay tuned.
Oh.
Made it look the way. 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 I made it look the way.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, as we left off, you all have been informed that we will be approaching, arriving at the island by the end of the day. I believe you all were deciding if there was anything else you wanted to do on the ship before you docked. Was there any other action by anyone else?
No, I have to do the whole. You see it all the time in movies, so I have to replicate it. They're going to go to the front end of the ship, and when they say land a hole, they'll get their long telescope and pull it out to be able to see what the land looks like. And you see, it happens in every single ship movie, so I had to incorporate that. What do my non-elven eyes see? My dragon eyes see through the telescope.
Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
With the telescope?
Just roll it.
Cruelties
Roll
never
it.
cease.
Roll it.
You got primeval awareness too. I'm just saying.
Rude.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll probably do that next one. With disadvantage, all right. Well, unfortunately, still my best stat, but you should see. Of course. Oh. Wait. I got a plus 12 though. Okay. 14. No. 5 plus 12. 17.
As you look at the island, you find that it is a tropical island, first and foremost. There are very large trees, the beginnings of looks to be like a forest. But what draws your eyes is that the island seems to have a kind of a thick, not quite cloud, a fog that seems to be kind of rolling through it periodically. It's almost as if it is obscuring different parts of the island as you approach. And with your roll, that's all you notice.
Well, of course it does, because you gave me disadvantage. So with that, they're going to go ahead and use primeval awareness just to be able to detect what they can sense.
At the distance you are, your primeval awareness won't quite hit the island, because I believe it has 6 miles on it. I think 6 miles.
It depends. Well, this is that mountain. This is forest. I would get it. Oh yeah, so this would incorporate 6 miles now, because I get 2 locations where it'd be 6 miles, and then I chose mountain, and I think the forest one. I think, but anyway,
you are a bit too far away for that to activate, but as soon as you are within range, you can do so.
Okay. They will tell that to the others, to Dio, Layla, Axel, and Ring, and it says, "I see land ahead. I can't really see too further into the island because there's a thick, foggy cloud that kind of like obscures the beach area. It looks tropical, but we may have to keep an eye out as we enter, not be too far apart."
Would Dio have seen anything like this in her studies? Would she have like any notes on this? May I roll a history check?
Roll a history check at disadvantage.
Everyone get a disadvantage. How you turn into evil Oprah over here?
Would I be able to?
Nobody
Would I be
knows
able to
about
roll
the silent.
survival to notice anything?
Do you have a not telescope? No, it is telescope. You have one of those eye thingies?
I could probably borrow one if somebody else has one.
Sure. You can make a survival check at disadvantage if you get one.
Also, that was a nat one for Dio. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Never heard of it. Yeah, I remember what
You have
fog
the
is.
spyglass turned
I
around.
can't remember what fog is. What?
Which hand do I use?
All right, use the opposite end of the telescope.
Those are my favorite ways to describe net ones.
What did you roll, Axel?
Let me see here. You said disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. 18.
You can definitely pick up that it is a tropical island, and based on the distance, you realize that the shore around it is most likely closer than what you can actually see. You gather there's probably like the part of it that's still under the water is most likely more dangerous. Like there's probably, you guess there's like rocks or stone
reefs
that would
and
make
stuff,
approaching. Yes, reefs. I am a well-read person. Called reefs.
Hey, you
But
better
you
than
gather
me.
that those
I
will
lose
be
so
a
much
bit of a
vocabulary
Okay.
words.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I mean the way you described it's fine. So I'm gonna go talk to the captain and relay that to him. There's probably it looks like there may be some reefs around the island. We may want to stop and take some smaller boats in once we get, I guess, sufficiently close that we could take, because the range on obviously rowboats is not quite great. you don't want to take those through super choppy water. Is it really choppy out right now, or is it kind of calm?
No, it's pretty calm at the moment.
Well, that's good at least.
You all do see now that at this time of day, the sun is starting to come down. So you would either want to either settle in for the night or trying to get to the shore before it's dark. You know that navigating into the water that is heavily filled with reefs would be harder at nighttime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll probably do the second option.
Yeah, in the morning. Or do you want to do it now?
Probably do it now to see get as close as we possibly can before nighttime hits, and then I guess roll ourselves in.
We could just ask our sea people, our experts for a recommendation. Like they would know the best course of action on how to dock the ship. You know what, Reed? See, look at that.
Let the inexperienced sailors make sailing decisions. I'm 100% okay with this. But it is up to you on what you decide to do.
Well, I'm just saying, but it sounds like to me like that would probably be an easier route to take. But
yeah, I agree with y'all. It's just like where to dock it. Maybe being that close isn't the best thing. Maybe you want to be a distance away. But it would depend on what they say. In my book, they would know where best to dock a ship.
Yeah, I guess in that case we'll go ahead and ask the group and see what they say, what their opinions are.
You managed to communicate with Sves, who is still on your vessel, and as you spent some time kind of relaying messages back and forth between the two ships, which isn't difficult, but is a bit time intensive. And what I will say, since you all are coordinating, is it will get rid of the disadvantage for trying to pilot two ships at the same time. Which I do have a question that you all will have to, and they will relay this out for you. You can stop further away, which means you will need to take smaller ships to get to the water, or you can attempt to navigate your bigger ship closer to the shore. If each one has its own benefits, if you damage the bigger ship, you are in trouble because that is your only vessel or vessels. Or you can attempt the smaller ships, which are a bit easier to move, but you will require more of them to kind of travel, both you and then all of the equipment things you'll have brought with you.
Well, I think anyway, what Axel might suggest is I think maybe we should send a smaller advance party to see if we can kind of like spot in the water where where the rocks are, the reefs are, to see if there's a way to get safe passage with the bigger ships through. And if it doesn't seem like we can find anything, then I guess we'll just have to bring everyone in on the smaller boats. Otherwise, otherwise these we can't risk the big ships. That's
okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
I see nothing wrong with this.
So as you all get closer, at this moment, Aspen, you would be able to use your magical senses. You won't be able to get the entire island as it is a very large one, but you can get the immediate beach area.
Yeah, that would be the main goal. You get the immediate beach area to see what they sense. So it covers pretty much everything except for monstrosities.
Oh yeah, that's right. Reed gave you you got beasts because I can't get over that.
Wizards of the Coast.
Phoenixes, absolutely. Eagles, nah.
Wizards classic. It is objective.
Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast never failed me. Never failed me.
Your senses do pick up beasts on the island. None of them seem to be paying you any attention. You can pick up, kind of closer to the actual forest. Some looks to be various birds or beasts of prey. Nothing draws your focus.
So nothing dangerous. Okay.
Yeah. And the same thing within the water as well. You can see there are some fish around you, but nothing especially dangerous.
And nothing within the other categories, correct? Besides anything else that would ping up in our normal group.
Yeah, you still sense all your friends, but other than that, nothing.
What does Dio come back as? Presumably dragon, because of the draconic side. Just dragon, that's it?
Dragon.
Okay. Okay. And Layla would be fiendish. Reagan would pop in as celestial. Axel wouldn't ping at all. You know what I mean? Okay. Lynn. Because Aspen doesn't know that Lynn's on the board. Where what was Lynn ping off as?
Don't censor anywhere.
Is Lynn still around?
About that, friend. Freaking Reagan. I spoke with Lady Lynn when she was speaking to Lady Pila in her quarters. Funny thing, actually. She said that no one noticed her upon our return trip, and she said her time with us was at an end and that she must go to another group.
So she literally disappeared in the middle of the ocean?
I certainly saw her walk down the ship's hallway, if that's what you're asking, friend.
And vanished in the middle of the ocean.
Reagan just shrugs.
Aspen, I highly recommend you background check the next group.
Roll. All of you can make an insight check.
Oh yeah, Half Dragon. That's why I got that in space. Okay.
Including Reagan?
Yeah, all of you can.
Okay.
That'd be a natural 20 for a 28. This is what happened when you don't give me disadvantage.
Oh, dude, I rolled a natural 20 on that disadvantage one. I got 30.
Oh, and Dio got one too. A natural 20. 3 nat 20s.
Nice.
I am happily at a 15.
Reagan got a 12.
Okay.
That's about right.
Okay, so Dio and Aspen, it both hits you two at the same time, but you've never seen Lynn interact with anyone that wasn't you all on the ship. And with a natural 20, you both realize that in any other situation that you've all been with Lynn and other people, everyone else hasn't reacted to her presence. And at first you thought it was just the nature of the conversation, but you've noticed that no one's ever seemed to react to her being there. No one's ever spoken to her when she was around. And you realize you had assumed it was because she was kind of strange, but looking back at it, only you all seem to have ever reacted to her being there.
Anybody else notice that she never really talked to anybody else? Nobody else really talked to her. At first, I just kind of thought it was she was really bougie or something. But
She said as much before she left.
I noticed that as well. I just now came to that conclusion. That is odd. Lady Pila is all right, correct? Nothing's wrong with her?
Last I checked on her, she was fine. She was enjoying herself, in fact. They were playing a game.
They were. I wonder. I'm getting the suspicion if that would mean that Lady Pila could see her and
Lady
interact
Pila
with
can
her.
see a lot of things, friend.
But besides that, we were the only ones that seemed to be able to interact with her. So Lynn must be special in some way, shape, or form if the only group that can see her is the goddess and those in charge of protecting the goddess. But she's
Well,
gone now. Well, she
maybe
would have
Lynn
answered. She would have answered any of our questions to begin with. So there's no point of even thinking about questions. So
She answered some of mine, friend.
she did. What magic did you perform to get that task to be done?
Sometimes you just have to smile. You can't growl at everyone, friend.
That's been a gradual work in progress. You know this already. Well, she's technically not a mortal, probably, but so mortals are really weird to me. I still try to understand how that works.
After all, friends, she claimed not to be a goddess, but she also never said that she wasn't special.
So she stated that she was not a goddess. Okay, I don't think of her as a liar. So if she's not a goddess, that's good to know. But she still, she definitely must be special if Lady Pila was playing. You said was playing with her, right? Is that correct?
Yes,
Mhm.
some variant of dragon's chess, I believe. It just
Hmm.
very strange. They had the pieces on the board going to places I couldn't exactly fathom.
Definitely special.
There were some rules at play, but I couldn't get a handle on the game in time.
Dio, are you familiar of this game where dragon chess is being used to get sent to locations never seen before?
Maybe 17. Am I familiar with that?
You've heard of it being played before. You know, there are some dragons who play a variant. From what you remember, though, it was much bigger than when you could play on a boat. But you've heard of it. You've never had the chance to play it, as you haven't found the chance for someone to teach you. But you are aware of something that fits that description.
Yeah, Dee will kind of open up her notebook and she'll go through it and go, I think there was a thing, yeah, right here. And she points to a page in the notebook that basically says everything that Regis said. And she goes, never had a chance to play. If they're playing again and they need someone to, watch or, keep score or whatever, I'd be more than happy to. But it's usually much bigger. How did it fit on the boat?
Would Reagan see that as a familiarity or unfamiliarity, that statement from Dio?
You know that the game they seem to be playing was normal from what you would expect. So you don't know if that's just a thing, but it didn't seem weird. They didn't seem to be doing anything odd to you. Like they seem to be playing with what you would know as a regular sized dragon chess set.
Yeah, Reagan will definitely look at Dio confused. I mean, they just took the board and the pieces, and I guess Lady Lynn kept them on her person. I don't quite know what you mean, Dio.
Dio looks just equally as confused, staring back at you. But there's so, you know what? Never mind. I'll take your word for it. Just if you see them at that again, will you come let me know so I can join? I'll bring snacks.
I'd be happy to, friend. I just have to figure out how to knock on a tent.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of times, if you just like stand outside and just clap really hard and yell, it
Duly noted.
Clap really hard. So what you'd say you have to make it clap?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah. See that?
That's interesting.
Is this the same custom you have in your cave, friend Aspen?
Not quite. But I don't understand this make it clap as of yet. I heard of the clap on, but not the make it clap. Interesting. I digress. Well, it's good to know, and I agree with Layla. We have perhaps one of the most unique crews ever experienced in a ship. And so I do believe going forward, we may want to do a little better background investigation on who we bring aboard, not just for our ships, but also for our upcoming kingdom as we grow on the magical isles, because who knows who we may have came across already so far, and what kind of damage may have been done. But I entirely agree with Layla's ordeal that we may need to do better background checks going forward.
Well said, friend.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, I agree with Axel and everyone. I guess we will go ahead and move forward with our investigating, sending a small boat to check and see if we can see if the big boats can come inside. If not, then we have to go with our secondary plan of sending smaller ships.
So are we going in small ships now, or are we going to sleep until morning, then go out on the small ships?
We were sitting out a scouting party on one small ship to see if there was a way that the big ships could get through the reef.
But do you want to do that at night?
No, is it dark yet?
No, right
The
now
sun
it's
was
like
setting, right?
sunset.
Oh,
Yeah, right now
that's
it's
AM.
sunset. It's
Probably
amber.
not.
The sky is that amber color. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably not great to do that at sunset. You're not gonna be able to see anything, but we can do it early in the morning. So right after the sun comes out, we got a lot of light. Then that way everybody will be rested.
Yeah, it works. It works for us. Okay.
Capital idea, friend. And even if it gets too dim, and Reagan will actually clap twice, a la a certain commercial, and cast a light cantrip on like a barrel. I have my ways. And then clap twice and make the barrel go back off.
Nailed it.
I will roll performance for that, Reed. I will roll it.
As you all settle in for the night, you all drop anchor just outside of just far enough away from the beaches that you don't believe you're in any danger, and you all lay down to get a long rest. You all will manage to get your long rest, so any abilities or anything like that that weren't filled are now refilled. I think that is where we will end our adventure for this evening.
Oh. Right.
All right, so that is the end of our story for tonight. Please join us next week as we wrap up this season 1 and see just what's on this island and see if our party has made a wise decision by coming here. Also, join us on a Tuesday to catch the first episode of The Tower, our Mage the Ascension campaign. And then we're going to go ahead and let these wonderful people reintroduce themselves so you can find out all the cool stuff they are up to. And we are going to start with Urswinger.
Hey, what diddly do, everybody? What's good? Y'all know where to find me. Twitch, YouTube, on Cookout TTRPGs and a couple of campaigns. The Bear Pen very soon. And of course, here on Rerolls. And upcoming projects, I ain't got none except that Ari has graciously invited me to Undead in Dallas Season 2. So be on the lookout for that on the Bear Pen. But enough about me. Next caller.
Ari, it is your turn.
Hi, I'm Ari. Of course, I play Layla here, and then I play Sebastian on Price of Power when that's coming back. Please let me play my Shadow Boy again. You can find me over on the Cookout TTRPG YouTube in a couple of campaigns. Most notably, I play Shay and Yvain. And then over on the Bear Pen, I am a storyteller and an occasional player. Yes, I have finally let Ursa back into my world of Dallas because I needed it. But he has yet to know what I am about to throw at him. Ha ha ha. But you can follow me at Small Shadow Snack for everything that I've got going on over there, because it's a lot.
All right. Well, that was one heck of a little intro, a little favor for you guys. Kira, you're up next.
Hi, so I'm Kira A58. You can be able to find all of our content listed at twitch.tv/Kira A58, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs. This Wednesday, we will be having the penultimate episode of Marvel The New Vanguard, which will have a special guest for that episode. So I'm super excited about that. Of course, you could be able to find me on Thursdays at the Greater Restoration as we're playing The Expanse, The Ghost of Cerberus, which is like I said, it's a brand new TTRPG set in the Expanse universe coming off of Amazon Prime. So if you like The Expanse and you like sci-fi, you would definitely love this campaign. You also, of course, can see me on The Tower that's coming in on Tuesday, as well as a couple of new projects that will be coming up in the future. So just always keep an eye out on our Twitter at TheKira858, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs. And that's me.
All right, next up, Sir Monolith.
Hi, I'm at Sir Monolith on Twitter, and can't wait for the season finale of this, although it'll be sad to take a break for a little while. But it'll be nice to start some new games up here on Tuesday with Reed and Kira in the Mage game, and then another undisclosed project, assuming everything goes well, which it seems like it will with that. So that'll be a lot of fun. So keep an eye out on his channel for that. And and also waiting for the Price of Power to come back. Ain't nobody knowing that's happening. But if you keep your ears open, you might find out. So stick around.
Yeah, man, we gonna be
All
back one
right.
of these days, man. I'm gonna get my Cheetos. I'm gonna get everything. I got this little pet possum, you know what I'm saying? But don't nobody know about that yet.
So remember, if you're
Said,
if you're
how any
ever
of you are
hungry,
still
Reagan,
alive.
you can feed on me.
Hey, yo, seriously,
So
we
how
talk
any of
about
you
this,
are
man.
I don't understand how any of you are still alive. Anyway, last but certainly not least, Melee.
Oh god.
Hi there, I'm Melee Damage. You can find me on all the socials at whatever they are, / Melee Damage. Lots of interesting, cool stuff coming up, especially through the month of October. Lots of cool Halloween things, a couple more campaigns, I think one-shots as well. And currently right now, I have a game sale going on. So if you would like to play the TTRPGs with me, head on over to my Twitter, and there's tons of information on how to do that and get that done. Just like shoot me a DM or a comment or something, and I will be with you shortly. But yeah, also stay tuned there for lots of new stuff with music that I have coming up. I work in film, and yeah, that's it for me.
All right, and with that, our story has come to its end. Please join us next week, and we are going to find someone here to raid, and then that'll be it for us. See you later.
Yeah, that's right. See you later. You know what I'm saying? We might be back for a new season. You know what I'm saying? We might not be. It all depends